Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Money Manifestars, because we're stars and we manifest more money over here. And my name is Janelle. I'm 33. I live in the Bay Area, and I can't believe I didn't say this before in my first video, which was my introductory video, but I am a first-time mom to a beautiful 16-month-old baby girl, and I'm also a newly graduated LVN nursing grad. So yes, we are in debt. And I kind of wanted to try something new with the angle in some of these videos because everyone's used to the overhead type shot, and I don't know, I just wanted to see how this goes. And um if it goes well, I'll probably keep it going for a while, but yeah, let's just get on with doing our video for today. So I wanted to jump on here and kind of kill two birds with one stone, if you will, of just making some envelopes and talking about how I got into the position I got into now with debt, so to speak. So if you are just hanging around, chilling, it's nighttime over here where I'm at, grab yourself some tea, maybe some wine, and just hang out with me. Oh, by the way, I am a huge The Office fan, so if you have any Office quotes, favorite episodes, favorite characters, seasons, blooper reels, stuff like that, comment down below. I have watched it over and over again from season 1 to 9 when it was on Netflix, and even before that on DVDs when, DVDs were the thing. Again, I am 33, so but yeah, totally kind of sucked when they took it off Netflix. Like, why? And Friends, like, why? But whatever. So, come and join me. So, okay. I want to say I started my budget journey like 2 years ago, and I specifically remember watching Monet's Money here on YouTube. Shout out to you, girl, because that's where I got my first budgeting book, and I also got a budget planner. But I mean, she was on it, she was killing it at the time, and so now I just use it as my savings binder for savings challenges. Have my Holler for the Dollar savings challenge, and then I ordered these savings challenges on Etsy, and I will look on my Etsy store and see the record of where I bought it from. But yeah, I can't remember right now. So that was like 2 years ago, and I was on it. I mean, I was planning, I was budgeting, I was stuffing those envelopes. And I mean, I started when there was no cute envelopes like this on Etsy, and it was just straight up dollar store. You buy like the 100 pack, and I was just hole punching them and putting them in my binder. And I was numbering it, and I was putting gas, electricity, rent, stuff like that. So, um, I mean, that's when I got into it. And then we fell off the wagon because I, you know, wasn't disciplined enough. I wasn't taking it as serious as I should have been. And then we ended up getting pregnant. I took leave off. And then I also decided that it was now or never to jump in and start nursing school because I have a little one now and I want to do better than what I was doing. And what I was doing wasn't bad at all. I was still in healthcare, and I was and still am a phlebotomist. So I've been a phlebotomist since, oh my gosh, 2008. So yeah, I've been a phlebotomist for, I want to say, a good 12 years, 13 years. College wasn't it for me. It was fun. Shout out to SF State. Go Gators. But yeah, 2 years into it and commuting all the time because I didn't want a dorm. It was so expensive. So, yeah, that's where I got a taste of student loans, credit cards, all that stuff. But luckily, I didn't do so much of the credit card bit. It was more of student loans. And that's what bit me in the butt the first time around. But I got to pay those off. And now we are back into student loans again. A little bit more, you know. So, yeah. So that's why student loans are a big part of my debt, as is a lot of the majority of people that are on, YouTube and sharing their journeys, because we all want to do better. It doesn't matter if we're single parents, or just want to become better as a person. We don't want to stay stagnant. We want to always level up and boss up and do our thing. And unfortunately, here we have to pay more for that. So that's where I'll stop with that. Sit break. And if you're wondering what I'm sipping on, it's just honey, ginger, and citrus tea, because that's actually what I like to drink at nighttime. It's really cold here where I'm from. And, you know, we try not to use the heater, so we use portable heaters when we can. And I try to tell my mom, like, that kind of sometimes costs more, but, you know. Oh, yeah, side note. Uh, so I was living by myself, but I moved back in with my parents, um, to help them out. And then, uh, in my first video, when I said last year was a really, really good year because I graduated, I finally got to spend time with my child and everything after school was done. It was also a really hard year because that's when, during the whole time I was going to school, and about 3 weeks before I graduated, I lost my dad to prostate cancer. So don't ask me how I did it. Don't ask me how I got through it, because I couldn't tell you. I just know that I would wake up, get ready, go to school, come back, go straight to see my dad, study with my dad, come home and take care of my baby, and maybe get a good 5 hours of sleep, and then start all over again. So yeah, I lost my dad October 8th, 4 days after my birthday, 3 weeks before my graduation, or about 3 weeks or so. And it was really hard because every achievement that I got, every test that I passed, and the exit exam, all the way up to, the pinning ceremony, I really wished he was there. But he's there with me in spirit, as he still is with me now. But he was always the number one supporter. And I just know that if he knew my journey here, starting on YouTube and starting on just this small, side business of making cute envelopes and starting to become debt free, I know that he would be super supportive and be like the number one, supporter, and saying all the time, go get it, And if you have your parents, and if they're great supporters, or if you have a parent figure, anybody that supports you, please, please, please appreciate them, because you miss it when it's gone. So, anyways, that's my whole spiel on that. But yeah, so um, starting with school, obviously we did the school loans and stuff like that. But turn this on real quick so it can heat up. Before that, aside from the student loans and the car loan or car payments, postpartum pregnancy is so, how do I say this? It's a wild ride, okay? Super wild ride. And to all my mothers out there, shout out to you guys for, being super strong, because first time mom here, so wouldn't know the signs and stuff if whatever I was going through at the time, because thank God I had something super detailed and kept me busy, and just with nursing school and everything. But before that happened, and while I was waiting for nursing school to start, um, I did uh, I did go through something that I'm not proud of. And I'm on this channel, I want to be super transparent because I feel that that's the best way to go. Because if you're like me and you're starting out on this debt journey and you're too embarrassed to admit that something happened to you that got you into your debt, I totally understand. I do. I totally understand. And I fully support whatever decision you had to make, and make those decisions regardless if it was putting you in this position now to be in debt. There's no judgment here on this channel, because who am I to judge? You just got a close up of my hand. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so I ended up not making the greatest decision, and at the time what was going on was something totally not in my field, which was Bitcoin, crypto, whatever, right? So I'm not gonna say the company name, I'm not gonna say whatever, because we're done with that. But definitely that's what got me into the position I am with having personal loans out. So, because I didn't do my research and my due diligence the way I should have with what I did with budgeting and watching hours and hours of YouTube of how to budget and how to get out of debt, it was a hard lesson learned. And it was a hard lesson learned because one, it had to deal with money. Two, it had to deal with friends, people, relationships. Three, pride in the fact that I had to admit that I made a mistake, huge mistake with money. So the backstory behind it and the thought process behind it was, if I invest this little money that I have, this little amount of money that I had, that it could grow exponentially with this company. Like, I wanted to do it for my daughter. I wanted to do it for myself. I wanted to help my parents out at the time. I wanted so much to do with this money. And none of it was for greed. None of it was for selfishness. Nothing like that. It was just to really help out. And I just would spend hours and hours trying to find people to help me borrow money, and so that I could pay whatever amount that this company needed, so that I could cash out on this big amount. And long story short, obviously we got scammed, and it happens to the best of us. And I'm not very proud to say that it happened to me, because I'm not that type of person who wants fast cash, and because fast cash never ends up well. I was the type of person who would work 2 to 3 jobs. It didn't matter if it was 2 part-times, 1 part-time, 1 full-time, a morning shift and a closing shift. It didn't matter. Like, that was the type of person I am. And the fact that I'm used to being that type of person versus here's some cash, do what it is for me to get what I need to do. Come on, duh, Janelle. Like, what? So, long story short, if I can't touch it, if I can't see it, if I didn't earn it, if I didn't make it, if I didn't hand you that cash and see you visibly with my eyes do what you say you were going to do with it, nada, no more, sorry. So, yeah, it was horrible. It was so horrible. And, again, probably like the worst the worst time ever because it was right before Christmas, and it was just one of the lowest points in my life. Honestly, one of the lowest points in my life as an adult who should have known better and honestly had the right intentions, but just was played, you know? And I was thinking of so many things and I didn't take the time to stop and think, come on now, hey, why would random people promise you all this money? So, yeah, that's where we are with that. So, I did pay a good chunk of the people back that had lent me money, but I'm still in debt to a few people. And once I start working again, that's like first and foremost my target of covering my debts, because then um, aside from that, most of the debt that will be paid off will now be like, you know, my car loan and my student loan and the loan from the bank. So, sit break. So good. So, yeah. So, that's that. And that, I want to say that debt total was about, gosh, I don't know, like a good 40K. Horrible. I know. Horrible. That's like a down on a house. That is a house. That's like a car. Again, no judgment here. Okay. So, so with that in mind, I was really determined to work after nursing school so that I could get back onto um, just getting it back on the road, on the show of working. Um, so as I said previously in my last video, I am waiting to take my NCLEX again because she didn't pass her first time, and that's fine because I didn't pass my first time taking the exit exam at my school. I'm not, and I don't know if some of you are like this. Comment down below, give me a thumbs up, or, you know, maybe that little emoji with like the notepad and a pencil. I'm not a first time passer, test taker person, you know. Quizzes, yeah, okay, you know, tests, stuff like that. But when it comes to the exit exam and just stuff that you only get, I want to say, one chance in passing, yeah, the pressure uh, exponentially. You know, the stress, the anxiety, things like that. So, obviously, NCLEX um, is also like that. And if you guys didn't know, the NCLEX is the state boarding exam and for people to become licensed vocational nurses or registered nurses. And I also had to do the same thing to get my phlebotomy license. So, not just to get a certificate, but really having that backing of you are a authorized licensed personnel to work in that department. So um, when I did not pass my NCLEX the first time, I just kind of took it as that's fine, because in my head it was already, if I passed the first time, hey, all right, but if I didn't pass, then it was more like, now I know what to expect the second time around. So um, she's an expensive trial and error process, but that's okay. You know, I don't compare my progress with other people's progress. Shout out to all, you know, my cohort who has passed all their NCLEXs um, and is starting to work as licensed vocational nurses. Yes, we love it. Um, but for me, I I'm still working on it. So that's okay. That's fine with me. So with the time that I have, I pretty much go back and forth with studying for the NCLEX and then when I get too flustered or when I get too bombarded with, you know, study material, I take a break on that and I do this and I work on the Etsy store I have. I just started working on my YouTube. And I'm honestly um, just doing this in the time being because I figured I've I've worked so many jobs. You know, I've done fast food, I've done retail, I've worked in a laboratory, I've worked in a hospital, stuff like that. And um, I currently am waiting for a job interview sometime this upcoming week. So wish me luck on that. For phlebotomy, and it's a contracted position, so nothing permanent, which is perfect. I mean, usually contracted positions are 13 weeks, and that's perfectly fine with me because I take my NCLEX mid-February, and that'll give me time to still study and prepare. But in the meantime, I would really like this to be my part-time or even full-time on weekends and stuff like that, because I do enjoy doing this. I do enjoy um, making envelopes. I mean, how cute. I mean, who made these ideas and just went along with it? You're genius. So, um, I really do enjoy this. I know there's a lot of people on YouTube killing the game, making, you know, envelopes and blowing up and became six figures and all that. And that's great. But I'm here because I enjoy it. And I'm also here because sometimes people see when people start their debt journey, excuse me, like kind of maybe already halfway more than just started, but I'm literally here with no job at the moment except my Etsy, you know, and I've had some action in there. I wouldn't mind if there was more, but it is what it is. People will come and go, and I'm just thankful for the people who came and supported. You know, shout out to you guys. Thanks. And and if it turns out to be something more, I mean that'd be amazing. But if not, and the flow is what it is, I will go with the flow. Like I'm not forcing something to happen that's not meant to happen, you know, but I do enjoy doing this. So that's why I will keep doing it and keep posting listings and keep posting progress about my debt journey, because I think this is the best time to start and show people like I don't have anything in my bank account. If I was to show you, I think I'm like overdrawn. So I do odd jobs here and there and I get paid in cash, and whatever single dollar bills that I have, that's what I put into my, let me grab it. That's what I put into my little savings book because, you know, aside from doing this, aside from doing the Etsy, I am also a lash tech. So, I mean, we hustle here, okay? Give me a shout out to where you're from, but I'm from here. I'm from the Bay Area. More specifically, I'm from Vallejo. You cannot live in California with one income. You, it's, come on now. So even though you have that one good base income, it's always great to have one side hustle, two side hustles. I mean, it's if you have a good trade and you have a good skill and you are excited about doing it, if you're passionate about doing it, make some money doing that as well, because it's a skill that maybe a lot of people have, but not too many people, I don't even want to say perfect, just take the time to get better at all the time. And so um you know, I'm a full supporter in small businesses. I am a full supporter in people who started from nothing and became something. So shout out to you guys, because again, killing the game. And you're just here, or for most of us, we're all here just because we want to stay motivated. We want to keep seeing people start from the ground up. into progressing, into eventually getting their goal, you know. And again, I started with Monet's Money YouTube channel, and to see her go from her debt journey to now being debt free, and she's running her shops, and you know, I watch her vlogs and her YouTubes and stuff like that, and shout out to her, she's cool. um so yeah, that's the goal. But before I continue with making envelopes, I did want to show you that I do kind of have this organized so that when I do start working and when I do start getting income coming in, there is a plan broken down already. And again, I'm trying this view a little bit different instead of the overview, but just so that you can't really see too much. I did write down my payments. I did write down like the minimum amounts that are due every month. I did write down the due dates and things like that so that I have it ready and set, because if anything needs to change, if anything that I've done for it to change, I can always go back and make a note of that. So as of right now, instead of monthly, I've changed a few of my bills to annual, so that like my Amazon, for instance, instead of monthly, I've changed it to annual so that I have more time to save for it, rather than every single time the monthly get taken out, especially right now where I don't have income coming in as much as I would want it to be. Um, and if you're wondering how we're making it by, so again, I have a daughter and I have my partner, and he's such a hard worker. So he's supporting, supporting me at the moment. And so when I can help, and when I get lash clients, or when I do odd jobs and I make just like even $100, that's maybe her diapers, that's maybe her formulas, things like that, toilet paper, paper towels, things, anything just to contribute, I will definitely do that. So uh, again, let's see here. I have my car payment on OneNote over here, and then I have like a breakdown of exactly the day and the ideas that I had to create. Let me see if you can see it. Money manifestors. So I really did. I did have everything written down. I was so excited to create this and start it, and see what happens with it. So I'm just that kind of person. Sit, break. So yeah, that's where we are. So I have my laptop in front of me, and if I go to my page real quick and I break down for you in my about section, I don't know if people go into your description or things like that, but yeah, I have it broken down. So my total debt, and I could be wrong, but I just did this all yesterday. My total debt, we're looking at about close to 44K, but it includes the car loan, which is about estimate 10K, 10,913. My school loan is 10,000. My personal loans from what happened, it's about 7,450, and the ready reserve loan from the bank is 15K. So that took me out of breath. Come on, debt, don't be doing that to me. You already hit me hard enough. Um, but yeah. So again, the start date was yesterday, and the goal is to see what we can do with the Etsy store. The goal is to see what happens with YouTube, and I mean, I have the time right now, And if not now, when? And that's usually how it happens. And I mean, 33, starting a YouTube. Again, I didn't think that that would ever be something that I planned on doing, but there was a lot of things that I didn't plan on happening, and that's just life. And so I've learned again to just go with the flow on things and um, see where it goes. Again, I'm the type of person, if you love what you do, if you like what you do, and it makes you happy doing it, do it. Because there's so many things here that don't um, make people happy. And unfortunately, we still have to do those things because we are adults. And that's what adulting is. Yeah, adulting. Um, yeah. So, um, I didn't want to make this too long. We're probably in about half hour now for this video. So I'm going to go ahead and finish these cash envelopes, which I will go ahead and, you know, list them as well on my Etsy. I don't know how it'll go, but they're so cute. Like, I mean, they're simple, but they're cute. They're bill envelopes, and I'm probably gonna make them a bundle. And have I am a big coffee fan, and I'm also a big Starbucks cup collector. So a lot of these things of envelopes that I'm making, I'm also adding a little bit of who I am into it. But I mean, go ahead and add a coffee emoji, this, I don't know, a Starbucks logo, or just comment on what coffee drink you like, because I mean, if I could show you my Starbucks cup collection, it's literally on a shelf right in front of me, and I did pretty good. I challenged myself for this whole month of January that I would not buy anything that dropped in Starbucks. I didn't care if it was a studded cup, a jeweled cup, metallic, cute little tumblers, or just regular coffee cups, because yes, we want them, but we don't need them right now. And our goal is to start off strong, and that's what we're going to do. And I have enough Starbucks cups, more than enough. So, um, let's keep that track going, and see where it takes us. But again, I will hopefully be putting this listing up, and it'll be a bundle on my Etsy store hopefully by tomorrow, because I am going to continue to work on it tonight. I just wanted to hop in and give this video and kind of give you an idea of how I got into my debt and how long ago I actually started, and to see how big this community has blown up just in 2 years. I'm probably, missing out, and like it's probably been beforehand, but budgeting has been around. Budgeting has been around for a long time. I've seen my parents budget. Um, I've seen other businesses budget because I've been working for a long time, and to see how much it's evolved from just a pen and a notepad to all these spreadsheets to all these apps and then these ideas. It's amazing. And I'm pretty old school still, so I like to write down things so that I can see it. Repetition for me works. So the more that I write it down, the more that I remember it. And that's kind of how I do with studying. And I'm a very hands-on person. I'm a visual learner. And so I really feel confident that this time around, understanding the cash envelope system, understanding the budgeting system way more into detail is going to help me. And I'm so excited. Like, I'm really excited to start this because, the goal after being debt free is to just enjoy life. I know stuff happens. I don't want to cuss on this channel. I know stuff happens all the time, and not everyone will hit that journey the same time. And that's fine because you hit your goal when it's time for you to hit your goal because you've been putting that effort in. And even if life happens, I mean, the best thing we can do as human beings is adapt. And it's either you adapt to survive or you don't. And that's probably just speaking from a person who has had to do that a lot in her life. So, that's for another video. But yeah, give me a thumbs up. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Again, let me know what coffee drinks you like. Let me know where you're from. Um, let me know ideas for cash envelopes that are, um, you know, interesting. I am actually working on an idea, and it has a lot to do with throwbacks of being in middle school back in the day, writing notes to like your girlfriend, your boyfriend, to your best friends, or just passing it. And I actually want to see how it's going to work with putting money inside. But if you're catching my drift and you're a 90s baby and you know what I'm talking about, give me a thumbs up below. And also, please, again, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Please become a part of my group of becoming money manifestors, where, again, we manifest this money to happen. We want it to come to us. We want all the good things to come to us. So happy manifesting, happy savings, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.